It's always been said that wild game shouldn't be eaten carelessly. You see, isn't this exactly how accidents happen? Two brothers got lost in the forest and spotted a bunch of golden kiwi fruit. They swallowed hard and seeing no one around thought, what's the harm in eating just one? After a whirlwind of events, the owner returned. Not only did the beautiful woman not blame them, but she even invited the two to stay as guests in her home. The brothers had a younger sibling, a clever lad, who saw his brothers being led away from afar. He followed, but soon realized they had walked into a trap. The man casually picked up a kiwi and ate it, and something magical happened. Swallowing revealed a hidden paradise, while the older brother was happily feasting under the beautiful woman's spell. The clever lad quickly joined them, none of them realizing they were in grave danger. The clever boy was about to grab a strawberry when he noticed a plate of insects instead. In a blink, the insects transformed back into strawberries. The beautiful woman noticed his confused expression and realized her magic was wearing off. It must have been because of the taste of the kiwi fruit. The clever lad stayed alert, pretending to eat the kiwi while dealing with the situation. Sure enough, the paradise turned into hell. There was no beautiful woman at all. Wait a moment. The two brothers remained oblivious, leaving the clever lad to play dumb. After stopping the second brother from eating a dead rat, he suggested they explore the area. When he led them to a corner, he slapped both brothers awake. No! The two finally came to their senses, and the illusion around them vanished. They were nearly scared to death on the spot. After a frantic chase, they barely managed to escape before the stone crevice closed. Having narrowly escaped danger, the three brothers continued their journey to find the princess. It turned out the princess had been kidnapped by the Demon King, and the king was offering a hefty reward for her return. To claim the king's reward, the three brothers resolved to risk their lives to save the princess. The Demon King had taken the princess to a mountain cave, blocking the entrance with a huge boulder. When the cave opened again, the little lamb was the first to slip out. The princess tried to escape too, but was so terrified she nearly fainted on the spot. A monstrous beast emerged from the cave, instantly crushing the little lamb to bits. To survive, the princess had no choice but to reluctantly cooperate with the Demon King. It's hot, so hot. When the prince of the neighboring kingdom heard about the princess's capture, he bravely volunteered to rescue her. Of course, the prince isn't sincere. He just wants an easy life, marrying the princess to gain power. The Charcoal Boy's family is also looking for a princess, as their house was burned down. They hope to rebuild it with the reward money. However, the eldest and second brother don't want to bring the Charcoal Boy along, since he's the one who set their house on fire. They think their younger brother will only cause trouble, but the Charcoal Boy remains cheerful. He collects every interesting thing he sees along the way. During their journey, he kindly helps a witch regain her freedom and receives a map that can guide them. The witch also tells him that to defeat the Demon King, they must find the Thousand Sword, which has left over 1,000 wounds on monsters. Upon receiving this crucial information, the Charcoal Boy hurries to reunite with his brothers. But while the three rest at an inn, the prince's men spot their magical map. The prince first tries to tempt them with money. The eldest is tempted, but the Charcoal Boy, determined to find the princess, refuses to hand over the map. Immediately, a fierce battle breaks out between the two sides over the map. The three brothers prove to be formidable opponents, but no matter how fast they run, they end up cornered. With no other choice, they jump off a 40-meter high cliff. Miraculously, they survive and quickly make their way to the swamp where the Thousand Sword is hidden. Unexpectedly, the Charcoal Boy gets separated from his brothers in the fog, and a lake monster eyes him hungrily. As he jumps into the water to retrieve the sword, the monster dives down to catch its prey. Luckily, the Charcoal Boy has plot armor, allowing him to fight back underwater and obtain the Thousand Sword. Unfortunately, his two brothers aren't as lucky. They're captured by the prince, and the map is taken away. The brothers are tied to a tree, with the eldest grabbing a handful of dirt in frustration. While giving the second brother a meaningful look, he tried to confuse the big guy, seizing the opportunity to jump off the horse and escape. The embarrassing escape attempt ended in failure. When the explorer found his brother, he cleverly used a bearskin he had picked up to scare people. Zasa rushed out with the bearskin on his head, immediately revealing his identity. Just like that, all three were captured, and even the Thousand Swords were taken away by the prince. The prince used the map to locate the princess and took the three captives along with him. Who knew that something big would happen that night? During everyone's rest, the smell of food attracted the Demon King. The prince and his group fled in a hurry, not caring at all about the fate of the three brothers. The three brothers worked together to save themselves, successfully escaping just as the Demon King approached. And that glutton, the second brother, didn't forget to grab the roast duck as he ran away. To save his own skin, the prince ruthlessly pushed his subordinates towards the Demon King, but he still couldn't escape the fate of being captured. The second brother was also caught by the Demon King because the roast duck gave away his location. Determined to rescue their second brother, the two siblings bravely set off for the Demon King's lair. The tattered equipment that the explorer had picked up along the way finally came in handy. Using collected fireflies for light, they reached the Demon King's maze-like lair, marking their path with ropes as they searched for the captives. They quickly found the princess, and luckily, the second brother and the prince were there too. Despite their previous suspicions, they rescued the prince, but as they fled, the prince lagged behind, waking the sleeping Demon King. Dawn was approaching, and the Demon King feared sunlight. If they could hold out until sunrise, they'd be safe. Everyone scrambled to the hilltop with the prince once again falling behind. Desperate to survive, he kicked down the explorer to use as bait while hiding himself. Fortunately, the explorer recovered and managed to climb to the mountaintop with the others. It wasn't quite dawn yet when the Demon King caught up, and an epic battle was about to unfold. The explorer brandished the 1,000 swords ready to fight to the death, but the Demon King was too powerful. The swords had no effect. In the moment of crisis, the eldest brother sacrificed himself to protect everyone, getting knocked unconscious. The princess also did her best to distract the Demon King, buying time for the explorer to think of a plan. The explorer frantically searched through his equipment. When he spotted a broken mirror, inspiration struck. He used it to reflect the faint sunlight from the distance onto the Demon King. Just like that, the Demon King turned to stone in an instant. The explorer had finally saved everyone. As for the prince who had hidden, he insulted a witch who then led him astray, never to return. Alright, and that's all for today's story. If you enjoyed this tale, not about princesses mind you, but this kind of story, please like, comment, and follow. We'll see you in the next episode. Don't miss it.